Okay, this is the badass repair of a soft decked laser that I broke its back myself. You can see, look down here. You can hear the foam crushing inside. So the plan is to cut this out and bond in a new panel and get the sucker racing. Okay, so you can see I've torn off the seat deck of my laser. See the foam. You can see some of the still attached pieces, but where it's been delaminated underneath. Did a fair amount of removal myself. You can see this underskin, which is I consider the culprit of this whole thing. It's very soft, like a drum skin. Thank you, laser. You can actually see I broke through in one spot, which is probably not good. I'm going to have to figure out how to fix that. Anyway, gives you an idea what's going on. So I will move on to cutting out the second side, seeing what I've got here on the first. By the way, the tools I've used are this handy dandy roto zip tool with a saw attachment. Much quicker than trying to use the cheap Chinese fine multi-master ripoff, but it's actually a really good tool for 35 bucks. You can throw it out when you're done. Considering the cost of a fine, how much work I do. This is the starboard seat area on the deck seat. My laser, I'm lifting, as you can see. Hear the fiberglass pulling away from the foam. This one had pretty good adhesion, except up here, underneath here. As you can see, looks like it was dry bonded. Anyway, again, where it bonded well, where it did not bond so well. Anyway, all this foam will be torn out to install a new piece. Okay, this is the most interesting thing I've found in here, this muck. Okay, looks like uncured. It is uncured resin. No wonder the boat stinks like fresh fiberglass. All this gook right here is just almost like clay, putty. Anyway, thanks a lot, laser. I think you should fix this. So here's the seats cut out. The foam was still good in this last 2 inches, so I did not go all the way to the edge. Again, that sticky resin, hopefully that will dry. It's still tacky. Can you believe that? 1991, 89, something like that. Uncured resin. And you can see this other side. I've got some repairs. I got a hole right through. I'm not too worried about that. A couple spots, but I got some plans for that. I think will work. Okay, here's the panels. Flipped over. I've already put the first layer on. See, I weighted it down yesterday and bonded it to the outer skin for the laser. And so now we're going to be doing the inner skin. I'll be laying down some mat first and topping it with this. I'm doing something unusual. I'll be actually cutting a hole in the laser through the deck, you'll see later, and leaving a flat area where it bonds together, in the thought that, well, I'm never going to be able to bond to the interior glass on the boat, so I might as well get the best bonding I can on this surface. Okay, this is badass laser repair, panel replacement. So I'm here. I've put about 5 hours of work into the boat so far. Basically, if you can see, I've cleared out the spaces for the panels. I have also rebonded the panels. These are fiberglass on both sides. You can see the original skin here. and the new skin there. It's also doubled up in the center, so it's even stronger. And these panels drop right in here. So you can see they line up pretty good all the way around. So the next thing to do is to bond them in place. So in order to do that, what we're going to need to do is block them. So essentially you need to set up a series of clamps. So we'll be doing 1, 2, 3 sets of clamps for each, and you need to back them underneath the gunnels so you can clamp them in place, and I'll show you an example over here. This one's already in place. You can see it's actually on the toe kick or whatever that's called over there. Now you can see this one's got a little low spot here, so you want to make sure you get good clamping, so it's good to have a bunch of shims. You can see I can just push that under. Voila! She starts to come down true to the rest of the boat. That will probably lift up and pull it up because this panel's pretty tough. Okay, so next steps, bond this all together. While I'm here, you can see I've actually cut out the soft floor inside the laser. Actually cut through some spots, so I'm going to have to do a little additional glass work, and I'll be preparing panels for the floor also to stiffen up the entire laser. So you can see right here, this is a 1988. These are backwards from the inside, so an 88 looks like a 4 and or 14 488, so built in 14th of April 1988. Okay, so I'm preparing to bond the panels, and here I am getting ready. While I'm in there, I'm also going to fix the spots on the floor where I cut through the hull, the inner skin. Also, because those plywood blocks that are used for a main sheet block, which never get used on a laser, I create a low spot, so I'm going to have to build up a little bit in the corners so that way the thing doesn't sink too much. You'll see that later. I've got myself a panel to roll out my glass on, and then ultimately, after I've prepared the tape for the repairs, when I go to bond the panel, I'm actually going to be adding some microlate filler to thicken the epoxy around where it's going to bond, so it squeezes in and doesn't just roll away and flatten out, because obviously there'll be gaps. So that's 410 microlate. So here you go, West Systems. We're going to go with fast today. We feel lucky. And 105 epoxy. And good old friend tape. And some gloves. Tape's great because if you know stuff's going to flow out somewhere, you can tape it up and make sure it doesn't ruin any of the deck work.